You know, the AI revolution is moving at a breakneck speed. It promises to change everything, but it's also kicking off this massive conflict, a battle over who is going to own and control the future of intelligence itself. And that's what we're diving into today.
So this is really the question of our time, isn't it? Is the future of AI going to be locked up in the hands of just a few megacorporations, or will it be an open, decentralized resource that anyone, anywhere, can contribute to and benefit from? The answer here is going to shape the next 100 years of innovation, wealth, and power.
Because right now, what we're seeing is basically a new AI Cold War. You've got the huge players, OpenAI, Google, Meta, and they're all building these massive, what you'd call walled gardens. Now, these models are incredibly powerful, for sure, but they're also closed ecosystems. They're permissioned. A single company gets to decide who gets in, what you can build, and ultimately who gets rich. It's a winner-takes-all game, and it really stifles true innovation, while putting an insane amount of power into just a few hands.
So in this deep dive, we're going to break down a totally different path. First, we'll lay out the problem with AI centralization. Then we'll explore Bittensor's idea of an open marketplace. We're going to look under the hood at its subnets and its consensus rules, analyze its native token, Tau, and then we'll wrap up with why big money, why institutions are getting so interested. And hey, if you're getting value from this analysis, do me a quick favor and hit that like button and subscribe to Digi-Gold. It really helps us keep making these deep dives for you.
Okay, so let's really drill down on the problem we're facing. The way AI is being built right now, well, it has some pretty deep flaws that could really hold back its true potential. This right here, this lays out the two futures we're choosing between. On one side, you've got corporate AI. Think walled gardens, where you need permission to play and you have to follow their rules. The models are all siloed, meaning they can't really learn from each other. But on the other side, you've got Bittensor's vision, a totally open marketplace. This means permissionless innovation, where knowledge actually compounds, all inside this environment that's both collaborative and fiercely competitive.
And this quote just hits the nail on the head. It points out the biggest inefficiency in the current system. When these models are stuck in their own little silos, knowledge can't compound. It's like asking every single scientist to rediscover gravity before they can start their own research. It's just incredibly slow, it's wasteful. And that's the exact bottleneck that BitTorrents is designed to break, using a process called knowledge distillation. It's a fancy term, but it just means models can learn from the best performers on the network, letting the entire system get smarter and optimize itself over time.
So, if that's the problem, what's the fix? Well, this is where Bittensor comes in. The whole project is about creating a global peer-to-peer marketplace for machine intelligence. And this isn't just some new app, it's a completely new way of thinking about AI.
So what is it really? Bittensor is an open-source protocol. It's creating a marketplace where intelligence itself is the product being bought and sold. And I love this analogy of a digital hive mind, because that's exactly what it is. It's thousands of individual AIs all contributing their piece, competing but also collaborating to create this one giant collective intelligence that's always getting better.
So how does this hive mind actually function? Well, it's this really elegant three-step loop. First, you've got miners. But they're not mining blocks like with Bitcoin. They are providing intelligence as a commodity by hosting and running AI models. Then you've got validators. Their job is to constantly ping the miners, checking the quality, the speed, the accuracy of their answers. They're like the quality control, making sure users get good results. And finally, the network's consensus mechanism rewards the miners who perform the best with its native token, Tau. This creates a really powerful economic incentive for everyone to constantly get better.
Here's a great way to think about it. Imagine a global, non-stop AI science fair. Anyone from anywhere in the world can submit their project, their AI model. The judges, who are the network's validators, are constantly testing every single entry, and they're posting a live leaderboard for everyone to see. The projects at the top of that leaderboard, they get the biggest prizes, which are paid out in TAO tokens. This system creates this relentless push for excellence, forcing the entire network to get smarter and faster literally every single second.
You know, before we get into the nitty-gritty, let's just pause for a second and think about how wild this is. Instead of a few corporate labs in Silicon Valley setting the pace, you have a worldwide, decentralized competition where the best ideas win, period. It doesn't matter who you are or where you're from, it is a true meritocracy for artificial intelligence.
Okay, so let's pop the hood and see how this thing works. How does Bittensor run this global science fair without anyone in charge? Well, the magic is in two key pieces, something called subnets and a unique consensus mechanism that's all coordinated by its own blockchain, the subtensor. So Bittensor is really a network of networks, and these smaller networks are called subnets.
Just think of each one as its own specialized app store, or a unique competition dedicated to one specific AI task. Maybe it's writing text, or creating images, or doing complex financial modeling. And here's the crucial part. It's totally permissionless. Any developer with a good idea can burn some Tau tokens to register a brand new custom subnet. They get to define their own rules and open up a totally new market for a specific kind of intelligence.
And look, this isn't just some theory. This is a real, thriving digital economy. This chart here shows the top subnets based on how many Tau rewards they get each day, which is a direct signal from the market about what AI services the network values the most. You can see things like serverless AI compute, hardware optimization, and confidential computing are getting the most resources. This is the free market in real time deciding where to send the capital.
And just look at these real-world examples. The variety is just stunning. You have subnets offering AI compute for a tiny fraction of what Amazon Web Services charges. You've got others, like Sports Tensor and Nova, that are solving really specific industry problems in sports betting and even drug discovery. There are even subnets like BTLM that are creating powerful but really light AI models that can run right on your phone, bringing AI to way more people. This is what permissionless innovation actually looks like.
So you've got this massive, decentralized marketplace. How do you keep everybody honest? Well, that's the job of Yuma Consensus. It's the network's fair referee. It's a really clever algorithm based on game theory that just perfectly aligns everyone's incentives. It mathematically rewards validators for giving honest, accurate rankings of miners, and it punishes anyone who tries to cheat the system. It's this elegant design that makes being honest the most profitable thing you can do, and that creates that gravitational force for excellence that keeps the whole network high quality.
So we have this amazing engine that's just cranking out intelligence. But what's the fuel? Let's talk about the economic heart of the network, the Tau token, and why it's a totally new kind of investment.
Okay, this is absolutely crucial to understand. Tau is not a stock. You are not buying a share of a company like OpenAI. No, you're buying a piece of the network itself. You're buying a digital commodity. You know how they say data is the new oil? Well, intelligence is the refined gasoline that makes everything run. Tau is the currency of this new AI economy. It's your claim on and your access to that intelligence.
And this comparison just lays it all out. A traditional AI stock, the company can always issue more shares, diluting you. There are huge allocations for VCs and insiders who got in early, and it's all controlled by a central board. Tao is the complete opposite. It has a fixed, unchangeable supply. It had a fair launch with no pre-mine. Its value is driven by its actual utility on the network, not corporate profits. And its future is decided by decentralized governance. That fair launch part is a huge deal for serious, long-term investors.
This number. This is the core of the entire investment case. Just like Bitcoin, there will only ever be 21 million Tau. That's it. This hard-capped, predictable supply is an incredibly powerful feature, especially in a world where traditional currencies can be printed infinitely. It creates real, verifiable scarcity, and that is the bedrock of any sound digital commodity.
And that scarcity is locked in by code through a process called the halving. When the network first launched, it was creating 7,200 new Tau every day as rewards. Sometime around January 2026, that number will be automatically cut in half, down to 3,600. And then about 4 years after that, it'll get cut in half again. This recurring supply shock is built in, it's inevitable, and it creates a predictable, ever-increasing scarcity for the asset.
Now, besides just being scarce, Tau has real, deep utility. First, you can stake it. This helps secure the network, and in return, you earn a piece of the new tokens being created. Second, it gives you governance rights. You get to vote on the future of the whole protocol. And third, it's your key to access and creation. You need Tau to pay for AI services, and you have to burn Tau to create a new subnet, which permanently removes those tokens from existence, making all the other ones even more scarce.
Okay, I'm putting on my financial analyst hat for this section. We've seen the technology, we've seen the tokenomics. Now let's break down exactly why serious, institutional capital is starting to look very, very closely at Bittensor.
When big investors evaluate a new asset, Tau just ticks all the boxes. It has that verifiable scarcity we talked about. It had a fair launch, which gets rid of the risk of early insiders dumping on the market. It now has EVM compatibility, which opens the door to all of decentralized finance. And maybe the most important thing for a big portfolio, it's a strategic hedge. It's a pure bet on an open, decentralized AI future, which is a powerful alternative to just betting on the existing corporate monopolies.
And this isn't just talk. We are seeing real moves. XTAO is trying to get a public stock listing to make it easier for traditional finance to invest. We saw Safilo, a major European crypto exchange, actually reallocate its company's treasury from Bitcoin to Tau. That is a huge vote of confidence. And big crypto venture funds like Digital Currency Group and Polychain, they've been buying this from the very beginning. The smart money is already in the room.
Now, the integration of the Ethereum virtual machine, the EVM, is just massive. For anyone not familiar, the EVM is basically the smart contract engine that powers Ethereum and almost all of DeFi. Making Bittensor compatible means developers can now build apps that directly connect Bittensor's AI brain to the huge world of decentralized finance. This just unleashes a tidal wave of new possibilities for lending, staking, and trading, which could create incredible new demand for Tau.
Okay, let's talk about the big event that's on everyone's calendar, the first halving. As this quote says, it is widely expected to be a major catalyst for the market. The simple economics of it are powerful, right? You cut the new supply in half while demand for the network keeps growing. But there's actually another, more subtle thing happening here too.
I mean, just look at it. The impact is so stark. The daily flow of new Tau hitting the market gets chopped in half just overnight. For an asset with a fixed supply and growing demand, this is a profound economic event. We've seen with assets like Bitcoin that this has historically had a huge positive impact on price.
And this is that crucial second effect. When the rewards get cut in half, the economic pressure on every single subnet instantly doubles. Subnets that aren't creating real-world value or bringing in revenue, they're going to struggle to survive. This forces what's called a flight to quality, where capital and miners all move to the best, most valuable subnets. So you see, the halving isn't just about scarcity. It's also like a cleansing mechanism that makes the entire network stronger and more focused on what really works.
So when you step back and you put all these pieces together, the grand vision becomes really clear. Bittensor is trying to do something incredibly audacious. It's building the plumbing to monetize intelligence itself. It's taking this amazing, valuable, abstract thing and pulling it out of the corporate silos, transforming it into a permissionless, globally tradable digital commodity that anyone, anywhere can access. So now, I want to hear from you. After all this, what do you think is the single biggest challenge or the greatest opportunity facing Bittensor? Is it about scaling? Is it competition from big tech? Or is it something else? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And if you haven't already, please hit that like button, subscribe, and share this explainer with someone who needs to understand what's happening.
And we'll end right where we started, with this fundamental choice. The technology we're talking about today, this isn't just about making better chatbots, it's about deciding who gets to build, who gets to own, and who gets to benefit from the most powerful technology humanity has ever created. Bittensor is a bold bet that the future of intelligence shouldn't be owned by a few, but built by everyone. And that is a future worth fighting for. Thanks for tuning in.